All right, hey everyone, Meteorologist Carly Smith here for our midday or late morning weather update. Sounds like the volume is working, so we're good to go. Y'all check this out. Are you ready for this? Sunshine! Okay, who's excited that the sunshine is back? Who misses the rainy weather that we had? And who's looking forward to our next cold front? If you want to let me know in the comments, I would appreciate that. But it's gorgeous out there, right? Really comfortable conditions. It is still a little breezy at times. Wind is out of the north at 10 miles per hour. We're going to keep that northerly wind throughout the day, so that's going to keep our air drier and keep our temperatures on the cooler side, but they are warming up. Now that the sun is back, such a wonderful thing. The sun is back. We are going to see our temperatures back in the 70s, so it is warmer, but it's still below normal, which is about 76 degrees for this time of year. So pretty nice conditions overall. Your sunset's going to be at 5:38 p.m. this evening. So of course we are in standard time, so our sunsets are earlier or later. We are talking Thanksgiving. So is anyone else like, oh my goodness, Thanksgiving is next week? Excuse me. So it is still a little more than 7 days out. It's only Tuesday, so it's about 9 days out, right? But I am starting to keep a close eye on the forecast trends. So I didn't put a trend on this because this is the first time I'm showing this graphic. So if you're watching right now, congratulations, this is the first time this graphic has been used for the Thanksgiving trends. But it does look like there is going to be a cold front Monday into Tuesday of next week. So about a week out from now. 60s for highs are going to be possible through Thanksgiving. Now that could change. That's one of the things that's still a bit of a question mark at this point. It does look like there will be some rain with the front Monday ahead of the front. It's still hard to say about how much rain will be behind the front. We'll have some gusty winds ahead of the front out of the south and the northeast on Tuesday. It does look like our wave heights pick back up after they go almost flat over the weekend. So that's what we're looking at. That's the forecast for now. That's the trend for now. And then we are going, tomorrow when I show this graphic, we'll be keeping an eye on if anything is trending colder or warmer or earlier or later or rainier or drier or so forth. So that's how this graphic is going to work. So here's the forecast. That coastal low is moving out. It's moving on out of the area, and we are now going to be looking to the west to see when our next front is going to arrive. So for now, high pressure is building in. I didn't put the big blue H on the map, but where we're not seeing clouds, high pressure is in place. So that high pressure is building in, especially kind of over the Midwest or the heartland, kind of Missouri, Iowa is where that high pressure would be on the map. We're still under the influence of high pressure. There is a front that tries to slide through a little earlier. So I don't know what's going on with the warm front there. Sorry about that. But there is a front that's going to try to slide through earlier. That's going to be Friday into Saturday. It doesn't look like this front's going to have a big impact. Maybe we keep temperatures a few degrees cooler, not really seeing any rain in Texas, maybe a few more clouds heading into the weekend. But then what we are going to notice, there we go. That's the way the warm front's supposed to look. It should come out of the south and then push to the north and northeast. That's what it should be doing, but I added a keep frame when I was trying to make it look pretty for the website, and I didn't play it through before I showed it to y'all here. So that's some behind the scenes fun for you. But that warm front is going to lift north, looks like Sunday. So Sunday morning we get that warm front lifting north and helping return our southeast winds. So we're going to keep northerly winds for the most part until we get to Sunday. Sunday, the front lifts north. We see a chance of rain Sunday night into Monday, and then Monday into Tuesday as the cold front moves through. So you're going to see the front sliding through, cooler air coming in behind it, not totally getting rid of the rain. So we may kind of see that overrunning pattern as we're looking ahead to next week, especially Tuesday behind the front. But for now, that's past the 7 days that I talk about. Alan will have Tuesday on his 7-day this evening. But what you are seeing is that warm front boosting temperatures a little bit. It's going to boost our humidity also. And then the cold front moves through. And so looking ahead, for now, we're right about normal, if not above normal for our temperatures as we're back in the 70s. But then following Tuesday, so Tuesday's when the front would slide through. Right now we have an equal chance for above below normal temperatures, which is normal is mid-70s. I think there's a chance we're more on the cooler side, but for now the Climate Prediction Center is keeping the cooler side mostly to our north. The confidence in the cooler temperatures at least is to our north. So precipitation, here's the rain. Did y'all like the rain? I thought I had the precip outlook for Thanksgiving. Let's put that in. Here's the rain outlook for Thanksgiving. So this is this week. We're going to be on the drier side, so I'm not really tracking any rain for us the next 5 days. It's going to be, so this goes through the 23rd. So Monday and Tuesday is the 20th and the 21st. That's when we have our best chance of rain in this outlook. Then as we look ahead to Thanksgiving, it's keeping us with an equal chance and equal opportunity for above below normal rainfall. So it doesn't look super wet for Thanksgiving, but some showers at this point, light, spotty, maybe in the morning, maybe some fog. That's really more so what we're looking at. As far as the rain over the weekend, raise your hand. I can't see you. Raise your hand if you loved it. I didn't love it, but I enjoyed it. It was a nice change. We saw a lot of rain. So for the month of November, we're up to 4 inches. That ranks us as the 19th wettest November on record, and we are only on the 14th. So this total came out on the 13th. We saw a little bit of rain overnight, so I think our total is around 4.05 now, but 2.98 is inches above normal, and we're going to be above normal because typically during the month of November we only see 2.03 inches. But this is an El Nino, which tends to be the higher end rainfall totals for the late fall and into winter months, and we're right on trend for that right now. For the year, we haven't caught up. We're still 1.64 inches below normal, even after all of the rain. Taking a look at the drought monitor, there's our watershed. The drought is going to, all of these levels are going to fall. The next drought monitor comes out on Thursday. We'll talk about it right here live on whichever platform you're watching on. So thanks again for watching. And there we have it. Lake levels actually did rise a teeny tiny bit by about 0.4% since the same time last week before the rain started. So at least we saw a little rise, but we definitely could use more. The watershed is where we saw the least amount of rain. Outside of the watershed is where we saw the most amount of rain, but the good news is our soils are saturated. So there's no need to water your yard for really the next few weeks. You could just put that off, not worry about it. Again, here's our rainfall totals now with the watershed showing up, our lake levels now with the watershed showing up with our rainfall totals. So right where the lakes are, so right at the end of the watershed, we did see some higher end totals of 2 to 3 inches, but within the rest of the watershed that's going to try to flow into our rivers, the Frio, the Nueces, and so forth, not as much rain. Some areas saw an inch, a lot of the area saw less than an inch. So rainfall for the next week, nothing. Not tracking much in the way of rain, especially for South Texas. We're not going to add anything, at least through Saturday now. Monday, Tuesday, that's when things change. We are still seeing higher tides at our coast. Last I checked, it was not all the way up to the dunes, but there was limited space to drive and park. Higher tides, minor coastal flooding is going to be possible. That's still likely, actually. High tide is coming up at 5:55. I would tack on at least 3 hours before and after that to really know when the tide's going to be at its worst. Packery Channel water temperature as of this morning was 65. With the sunshine, it'll probably work its way up a little bit. So yeah, some rough conditions out there. Waves are still on the higher side. Still getting some readings. Let's see, out at the Gulf. 8-foot waves out there, 4 to 6 closer to the beach. On average, we're going to see about 3 to 4 today, tomorrow, Thursday, they start to go down. But wind direction does play a role. The water will be pushed to the right since we are having those downshore winds, the northeast winds, Coriolis, and then the Ekman transport or Ekman spiral, which is how the energy is transported underneath the water and the currents that are taking place. that essentially is going to push water further up the coast. So that's why coastal flooding still is likely this week. On top of that, we did have our new moon yesterday. So now the moon's going to start to appear bigger, or we're going to see more sunlight on the moon. High tide is, of course, in the evening. So it does get later. By Thursday, tides are high tides after 8 p.m. We are seeing dangerous rip currents possible. There's an elevated rip current risk out there today, which does come with the rougher surf. So the higher surf, the stronger the energy is going to be, and the quicker you could be rushed out to sea. So the wave forecast is 5 to 3 feet today, but still rather windy. As we head into Wednesday and Thursday, our wave height's lower, but we lose the wind. So it could be some really nice conditions out there Wednesday and Thursday. Here's a look at our wind speeds. Maybe a taste of a westerly wind, but it doesn't look like much. Still mostly out of the north, unfortunately, especially through Port Aransas and along our coast. Those northwest winds are going to be a little bit better inland, unfortunately. That's just the way it works. Light and variable winds on Friday. Then we see the onshore wind pickup, which is going to help boost those waves ahead of our next cold front. Then the front moves through, and so the waves are trending higher into next week as well, with another front on the way. That is a Pacific front. We could actually wind up with some westerly winds next week, but it's still too far out to get excited about. As far as our muggy meter goes, with the wind returning out of the southeast, humidity is back in that humid level by Sunday and Monday. But for now, enjoy that drier air that's coming around that upper level low that pushed all the rain out of our area. So in your 7-day forecast, temperatures are in the 70s. Normal is 76, right? So 76 is our normal high. We're going to be right at that, if not above it, once we get to Wednesday. And we're going to be 80s are possible, especially Sunday and Monday behind the warm front as it lifts north and we see the return of those southeast winds. But overall, really pleasant conditions. I'm going to love the weather Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'll be soaking up that sunshine. Hopefully you have a chance to do so too. And that's it for this Facebook Live. Don't forget, you can always check out the latest forecast at KIIITV.com. And then if you add /app, you can download our app from there as well.